Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, cause it's awesome. Or P2.
What?
I'm here to continue talking to you about, like, how you can make a superhero in Pathfinder 2. So making a fantasy role-playing game into supers. We're continuing with, this is like the 6th video, going on to Blighted Boons. Some of you may know about these. I randomly came across it in my adventure, my live play adventure, and they're freaking weird. Like, they're blessings that kill you. That's what they mean by Blighted Boons. Before we get into the meat of the video, if you have watched a couple of my videos, do me a favor and subscribe. It tells the algorithm that the channel is worth something and it'll spread to more viewers. Thank you. So all of these are items that give you powers. You find this mysterious object floating in midair or in a pile of magical items, and you touch it and absorb its energy. Thereafter, that item doesn't have any more power. It's all inside you. And it does different things to you through stages, eventually killing you. You can keep the killing part or remove it if you want a character based around one of these Blighted Boons. Now, I'm going to start off with reading Blighted Boons in general because it's a very weird thing to add to your game. Hi, guys. Blighted Boons. And this is from the Treasure Vault. Magical manifestations of unusual power, Blighted Boons resemble consumables in that a creature can take in the manifestation to gain its effect. However, these manifestations contain powers not meant for mortals. Once someone partakes, they begin a slide toward disaster as the power eats away at their body, mind, or both. Death is a blessing compared to the fates awaiting those who consume Blighted Boons. Using Blighted Boons. When someone finds a Blighted Boon, they discover its manifestation. Manifestations can seem innocuous, such as a potion in a bottle, or a ring, or a crystal, or something. Other manifestations are grander displays, such as crystallized flame. Some Blighted Boons have a storied history, so anyone who knows the legends knows the risks. Other Blighted Boons are more obscure, functioning like hazardous treasure. I love hazardous treasure. Really, just because, like, it makes things more interesting. It's like putting a plot hook of a map inside a backpack they just found. It's just something to pique curiosity. Blighted Boons can elevate your campaign in multiple ways. A creature might partake of a Blighted Boon without understanding the ramifications of doing so. Other beings might seek out a Blighted Boon for its gift, often to use the imparted might in a dire situation that merits taking the risks. Some Blighted Boons present their effects to potential users in visions or by other means, whispering in their brain. For such boons, no one can consume them without understanding at least partly what they're doing. In any case, a Blighted Boon offers great temporary power at a cost, requiring daring undertakings to undo the long-term effects before it's too late, so this sort of writes your own campaign. Partaking. Someone who partakes of a Blighted Boon unwillingly can attempt a saving throw to resist the effect. The save DC equals 10 plus the partaker's level. Like you're resisting yourself. Those who willingly consume the boon can't attempt to save. A creature that fails the save or doesn't attempt one moves to the Blighted Boon stage 1. When a Blighted Boon imparts its initial effect on a partaker, the boon's manifestation disappears. Any pieces that remain contain none of the boon's power. So, if it was a crystallized flame, the whole damn thing disappears. If it was a ring that is seeping blood, the ring remains, but the blood's gone. Those who roll a success or critical success at the save resist the boon. Such a partaker gains no further effect. In some cases, a Blighted Boon remanifests after this refusal, giving others the opportunity to partake of its power. That'd be kind of fun. Like, it disappears for the first person so they can't see it anymore, and then it appears in front of the next person in the group, and, like, asks everyone down the line if they want to partake. Blighted Boons that have this power say so in their descriptions. Others are used up as with a consumable magic item. Progression. A Blighted Boon grows in potency within the user's body, progressing in stages. While in any stage from a Blighted Boon, the partaker is temporarily immune to other versions of the same Blighted Boon. Unless the boon's description says otherwise, the effects of each stage combine, often growing stronger over time. And under progression, there's also intervals, saving throws, and death. Intervals. Blighted Boon stages advance in intervals, amounts of time shown in parentheses for each stage. Once a stage's interval passes, the partaker can attempt a saving throw against the Blighted Boon. The save DC equals 10 plus the partaker's level, plus the Blighted Boon's current stage, plus the number of previous successful saving throws. So it gets harder and harder to resist. On a failure, the partaker advances to the next stage. Success means the boon remains at its current stage for the same interval. Some of these intervals are like a week. The partaker can't reduce a Blighted Boon's stage. To do that, the blight must be subjected to successful purging. We'll skip to death. Most Blighted Boons affect those who die under the boon's effects in special, unusual ways as noted in a boon's description. Also, every Blighted Boon destroys a user who uses the boon's power too long. This doom varies in form. You could use that or not. This is totally a thing that you can just bend and shift to fit your group and your campaign. Purging. A Blighted Boon is difficult to get rid of, and the purging section of each boon entry details the only way to do so, like destroying a cursed artifact or an artifact. If a partaker satisfies the purging conditions, all the Blighted Boon's effects end. For other effects that suppress or dispel magic, treat a Blighted Boon as an artifact. It's sort of like a wrinkle in the multiverse, or a sliver of a deity's power, or something like that, a dragon's heart. All of these Blighted Boons are for high level, starting at level 11. I know you might not consider that high level. I do, because most people don't get to high level. But take a look at these if you're a GM, and see if any of your players have a theme that fits one of these. You might be able to just give it to them outright, and like let them suffer with the curse, and then when they die, they make a new character, because it's fun for them. It's a fun ride. You're struggling against something. It gives them something to act out, to roleplay, especially if they're new to this kind of roleplaying. From what I discovered, waiting until it's at the right level just makes them seem weird. Like they have an oddity that sets them a little bit apart from the group. It's not all that powerful, and it comes with a penalty. Well, I mean, eventually you die. That's a bad penalty. But because it has such a bad penalty, and there are ways to remove it, it can drive the character to push the plot forward, or to go into a different direction from the plot, depending on how you set it up. It encourages the player to be involved to save their character. Like, I have to go on a quest to remove this curse now. The first, there's only 4 Blighted Boons. You can make up your own. Like, the format is pretty clear. Just pick a theme and add powers and penalties. So, Elder Seed, item 11. The traits are rare, consumable, primal, and transmutation. Usage held in one hand, bulk, light, activate, one action, interact. All of these are going to have that activate, interact. That's just how you originally partake of it. An enormous, perfect, ripe seed from a tree important to a region's druids, an elder seed exudes vitality. Plant life grows quickly and abundantly around it. Anyone who touches the seed understands the nature of its power. Swallowing it whole imparts its effects, but succeeding at the save against the boon causes the swallower to regurgitate the seed. That's fun. I would probably say that plant life grows around you as well after you partake of it. Stage 1, 9 days. Your skin hardens, giving you a brownish-green tinge. You gain resistance to bludgeoning damage and piercing damage equal to your level, and you have tremor sense out to a range of 30 feet. Also, you can cast Enlarge, Speak with Animals, Speak with Plants, and Web each once per day as primal innate spells. The web is a dense mycelial net rather than spider silk. That's awesome! Fungal strings. So obviously that gives you a bunch of powers right away. And Enlarge, Speak with Animals, Speak with Plants, and Web are all super useful, and they're not first level spells. But what's it gonna break if you give a first level character these things? Nothing! Alright, so let's go to stage 2. So this is after the 9 days, and you have failed your saving throw. Stage 2, for 1 month, in addition to what you previously got, you get these things. You gain low light vision and fluency in Arboreal. That's tree speak. Plant language. However, your body feels stiffer, your mind slower to move to intense emotions, and you are prone to take your time making decisions. You become clumsy 1. which sucks. That affects your dex-based checks and DCs, including AC, reflex saves, ranged attack rolls, and skill checks using acrobatics, stealth, and thievery. Ugh. You take a -1 status penalty to initiative rolls, and gain a weakness to fire damage equal to half your level, and you take the same amount of additional damage from axes as the weakness to fire. If you die at this stage or higher, your body sinks into the earth, forming rich soil. Over several days, a mature, full-size tree of the seed's type grows where you fell, if plant growth is impossible, such as due to lack of sunlight. Fungi grow there instead, extending mycelia through the earth until they reach a place the tree can grow. Then the tree grows. This thing's stubborn. It's gonna fucking grow. An arboreal, a treant, can tend this tree to cause it to regrow 1 elder seed after 3 years and 3 days. So, you might want to stop at stage 1 if you just want this to be a big part of your character. Stage 3, 1 month, you become more tree-like and ponderous in body and mind, and when you cast the Enlarge Innate spell from this boon, you can cast it at 4th level, which means that you become huge. The clumsy value increases to 2, and the status penalty increases to -2. Whenever you roll initiative, you become slowed 1 automatically. Slowed 2 if the d20 roll is 10 or lower. Or slowed 3 if the d20 shows a 1. Okay. Your weakness to fire and vulnerability to axes equals your level. This only sucks. Sure, you can become bigger, but that's all it does for you as a benefit. Stage 4, you die. So I think I'd probably get to stage 2 so I have some penalties that are interesting and lots of benefits. And just try to stop there. Or go seek a cure. Or if you're the GM, just, have them stop there if they want a character that's super plant flavored. Plant flavor. Purging. This is how you remove the effect. At any stage. I mean, not stage 4 because that's death. Purging. You must seek out an arboreal, druid, or nature-loving fae that is your level or higher whom you have never met. So can't be a party member. And pledge your allegiance to that being. Doing so places you under a geas to accomplish at least one meaningful service, usually a quest for your new liege. While under the geas, you can't advance to stage 4. Once you complete your service, you regurgitate the Elder Seed and its effects on you end. That's really fun and an easy purging. For as long as you are trying to complete that quest, you can't die from the Blighted Boon. That's neat. Yeah, I could see a lot of characters taking this. Even creatures that are just not plant themed at all, this adds a heavy theme of plants to them. Next Blighted Boon, 13th level, Void Fragment. It has the traits Rare, Conjuration, Consumable, Occult. It also has the Activate 1 action interact. Hovering midair, thrumming and whispering of its power, a void fragment is a crystalline fragment of swirling colors, reminiscent of stars and deep darkness. It thrums intermittently with a beckoning vibration, drawing attention from and pulling at nearby creatures with a tangible sense of gravity. A chill hangs in the air around it. At a touch, the wisp vanishes, giving the point of contact a gangrenous color. So, ew. So, your skin turns green? I mean, purple, because it's purple. If the partaker succeeds at the initial save, the wisp reappears somewhere on the same planet. So, this has a strong theme of Pathfinder 1's Dark Tapestry Oracle. There's, psychic stuff, the great unknown, illusions, and terror. Stage 1, 8 days. The first time you enter the stage from a given void fragment, you gain the effect of a potion of tongues for 3 days. This allows you to speak and understand all languages after you drink it. It doesn't allow you to read the languages, so you can just speak and understand them. I would have that last for the full 8 days, because it's just hard to keep track of. The wisp grants you telepathy with a range of 30 feet. Also, you are under the effects of Mind Blank, except that its status bonus is +1, and it counteracts with a bonus equal to your class DC -9. So it is helpful, but it's not very strong. The Wisp grants you resistance to mental damage equal to half your level. You also have access to the following activation. Yes, mental resistance to any damage is nice. Mental is like the least useful, but it fits aberrations. So you get it. Activation: 1 action, envision, or 2 actions, command, envision, teleportation. Frequency once per hour, which is really nice. Effect: you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. If you use 2 actions, you can teleport up to 60 feet. This is probably the most strange seeming effect it gets from an in-world perspective, from the party's perspective. Like, that warrior who had no magical ability suddenly teleported to the top of the roof, to the roof of that house. Stage 2, 24 days. You gain imprecise thought sense to half your telepathy's range, which increases to 60 feet. However, you have a tough time filtering the mental noise. If any creatures can be detected by your thought sense, you take a -1 penalty to perception checks. When you arrive in a space after using the activation to teleport, you create a 10-foot emanation that works like strange geometry for 1 round. This emanation can affect you. So it's a 10-foot emanation of a cube in space, wherever you teleported to, that emanates from you. So if you move, it's going to affect you. You have to just stand still for a round if you don't want it to affect you. Strange geometry means that creatures that enter that space treat it like difficult terrain and come out a different side of one of the strange geometry cubes. Normally there's 4. This time there's 1. So it just sort of like misleads them. They go into a different direction than they meant. It's more just like weird than like actually strategically useful. If you die at this stage or higher, your body implodes. Your soul reincarnates as an aberration of a level close to yours, which extrudes from the location of your implosion. Extrudes. Like it gets squirted out of spatial rift like a tube of toothpaste. Common forms include Amalgamite, Brain Collector, Gibbering Mouther, Ghost Reg, Intellect Devourer, Quailant, or Shoggoth. In my group, we chose Ghost Reg because the player wanted to be able to play as that for a while, and we did that. This creature isn't you, but fleeting memories of your former existence remain with it. You can't be raised from the dead while this monster endures. Its alignment is chaotic evil. The void fragment reappears somewhere on the same planet. So like I said, what we did is the dude died, but then he basically got reborn as a ghost reg, and it has a shape-shifting ability, which allowed him to shapeshift back into himself, which was weird. So he lost his previous abilities, but he gained new, like, psychic powers and stuff. And kept the telepathy, because it's one of the abilities of the ghost reg. It was kind of fun. Stage 3, 32 days. Your telepathy range increases to 100 feet, and the wisp grants you resistance to mental damage equal to your level. The mental noise increases the penalty to perception to -2. Whenever you roll initiative, you become confused for up to 1d4 rounds, which sucks ass. So stage 3 doesn't give you a lot. Stage 4, you die. It's water. Mostly. Purging. You must find and slay a chaotic evil aberration or a servant of such creature the GM deems appropriate. The creature must be of your level or higher. Then someone must cast a Rest Eternal ritual on you and the dead being. You must be anointed with the same oils the ritual normally requires. If the ritual results in a success, it casts the slain creature into the void along with the void fragment inside you, ending its effects on you. So this one's really hard to purge. I'd say just accept that your character's going to die if you get this one. But it is fun. It gives you cool little utility abilities. So it can be a fun part of any character. And like I said, you could do this to somebody at any level. It's not like this really breaks anything. They can speak a bunch of languages. They have telepathy, mind blank, take less mental damage, and they can teleport once an hour. That seems fine. The last two are really similar, so I'm just going to read the first of those two, the Heartblood Ring. It's a 15th level item. It has the traits Rare, Consumable, Magical, Necromancy, Usage, Worn Ring. Activate one action, interact. Like I said before, it just means you're absorbing it. Sealed inside the hidden compartment of a gold ring, Heartblood has an unmistakable coppery taste, along with a thick mouthfeel. A whiff of the concoction is pleasantly stimulating. Stage 1, 1 week. The first time you enter the stage from a particular dose of Heartblood, you are affected as if by Regenerate. It lasts 1 minute. Each round this effect functions, it attempts to counteract one disease or poison affecting you with a bonus equal to your class DC minus 10. Heartblood also reduces physical signs of aging, altering your appearance to that of vigorous adulthood for your ancestry. Non-adults who drink Heartblood change only in apparent vigor, not age. So, the Regenerate only lasts a minute, otherwise it just makes you look healthier? This would be fun to give someone as like a last-ditch option, like a Hail Mary in the middle of combat. Like, their party's getting killed, they're fighting an enemy that accidentally drops this ring to the floor, like it spills out of their side pouch or something, and it speaks to this person. It whispers in their mind, "I have such sights to show you. Will you accept my punishment for your glory?" And then they decide to become a vampire. You have fast healing equal to half your level, as well as resistance to negative damage and poison damage equal to half your level. Also, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws or any other defense against death effects, disease, paralysis, poison, and sleep. Treat the outcome of any saving throw you roll against death, paralyze, or sleep effects as one step better. This is like most of the basic undead benefits that you get with an undead archetype, but better. Stage 2, 1 month. You gain low light vision or you gain dark vision if your ancestry already has low light vision. Reduce your current and maximum hit points by 2 times your level. Isn't that great? Oh, and you're doomed 1. Yay! You develop a pallor and a dislike of bright light, especially sunlight. If suddenly exposed to bright light, you are dazzled until the end of your next turn, while in an area of sunlight, you remain dazzled until 1 round after the exposure ends. That's right, you're becoming a vampire. Normal food is unsatisfying, and you have urges to consume blood. When confronted with the opportunity to do so, you must succeed at a will save to avoid it. Doing so once after each time you roll initiative is enough. Really? That's enough? That's a lot. Your normal coloration returns for a few hours after you drink blood. If you die at this stage or higher, your body becomes a bloody mist that sinks 6 feet into the ground. The 3rd night thereafter, you rise from the earth as a vampire with the alignment of the Heartblood's creator. That doesn't exist anymore, so we'll ignore that part. You are under the control of the Heartblood's creator unless your level is higher than that creature's. That sucks. The controlling vampire senses you and guides you to them via psychic link. That's fun. That could guide an adventure. Significant destruction of your body and circumstances that prevent the formation of undead stop this effect. Stage 3, 1 month. You gain dark vision and now have fast healing equal to your level. Holy shit. That's a lot of healing. In some ways, that's better than the Deviant Feat high-speed regeneration from the Troll classification. A death effect can't automatically kill you or increase your dying value. Reduce your current and maximum hit points by 4 times your level, rounded up, instead of 2 times your level. Oh, and you're doomed too! Isn't that great? Your hunger for blood increases, so if you fail to drink a cup or so each day, you are considered to have gone without food that day. It doesn't say it can't be your own blood. Loophole. You are also slowed 1 while in sunlight, becoming slowed 2 after 1 minute. Oh, that sucks. I would give people the Daywalker option from this. I mean, from my improved Daywalker option. Your shadow is wispy, and your reflection in mirrors ghostly, which are apparent signs of vampirism to those who know such facts. I love this. This is great. This is a cool, fun introduction to the vampire archetype. Stage 4, you die, because that's what every stage 4 is. It's boring. Purging Heartblood loses its potency if the vampire who created it is destroyed. thus giving rise to all those myths of kill the master vampire and the little vampirelets survive back in their original humanoid form. However, a dose of Heartblood imposes a -2 status penalty to your saving throws against the powers of the vampire who created it. This could just be so much fun. Just like one of the players gets it and the vampire lord is hunting the party now. So many shenanigans could happen. And the reason I didn't read Phoenix Cinder, that's item 16 instead of 15, like Heartblood Ring was, is because it's really damn similar with Regenerate and Fast Healing, but it also makes you immune to fire, and you can use Ignition as an innate spell. It's fire themed, but it's basically also just healing, like the Vampire Ring. So we have Nature Treanty, a Cthulhu worshipper, a vampire, and a person changing into an extraplanar phoenix. I love the idea of the Phoenix Cinder making you immune to fire and throwing fire, because that's like several superheroes from comic books I can think of, and that'd just be fun to play. Anyway, those are all of the Blighted Boons. Thank you for joining me today. If you're a patron, thank you for joining me every day and for taking care of little kitties around here. And remember, we're doing the giveaway for this little 3D printed dragon boy or girl thing. I don't know. It's a gem dragon. Jemmy Jemson the Gem Dragon. Stupid joke. I know. It's from the live play. You have to watch our Friday games to know that. Anyway, so if you are a patron, cool. You get to have a chance to win this month. If you're not a patron, you could if you want to. There's a patron link in the description. There's also a link to Discord if you'd like to join us. If you would like to see the live play playlist thingy that I mentioned is here. If you'd like to see my latest work, it's here. I'll see you there.